Hello, sweet friend. My name is Micah, and in this video, I would like to share with you the Cat Collage Club Collage collection for August. I'm the illustrator behind Cat Collage Club, and every month I like to make a video like this one, where I just show you what's included in this month's printable collection, and yeah, in general, just have a little chat about all the cute cats. So, for August, we're starting off the collection with a sheet that I dedicated to late summer. So we have some back to school cats or getting back into a routine cats, and then also some cats and kittens that are enjoying the last couple warm days and summery landscapes, those kinds of good things. And with the back to school cats, I kept it fairly all-purpose, maybe is the good word, so that those of us not fully affected by the back-to-school season still get some use out of these elements. At least that's my hope. So we have a cat here that's getting into the school bus, so cute, but then these are probably my favorites out of these back-to-school cats because I don't know, there's just something about their different attitudes that I find really fitting. You know, you have the student who listens intently, but then also a student who maybe is, you know, taking things a little easier. And then obviously somebody who's clowning around or really active. So yeah, I really like this. And I was thinking that with this big pencil, you could also put that onto a sketchbook or on a spread where you want to talk about some other drawings or writings, those kinds of things. So yeah, I always feel like writing utensils are super all-purpose. There's lots of different ways to use those. And then this kitty right here is not too excited about all that reading or all the assignments there, all that research. Yeah, I was one of those annoying people who really enjoyed going to school and doing homework, but yeah, there's probably some folks out there that have just too much going on, you know. And then I was thinking of all the moms who now have more car duties, perhaps with you know, dropping kids off and bringing them to soccer practice, those kinds of things, but yeah, those are also good for, yeah, running errands in general. And then my heart goes out to everyone who now has to get up earlier again, who was able to sleep in during the summer vacation time. And this one is a request that I've gotten for a cat with a parasol and a sundress. So that's what I came up with. I think she looks so cute in her yellow dress. I think that's, yeah, it's a very nice color for her. And then, like I said, these kittens are inspired by this idea that, you know, you still get the warmer weather and the trees are not changing their color just yet, but maybe you get a hint of a little bit more of those neutral tones. So, you know, there's maybe a whisper of fall, but then we still also got some of the more summer flowers, and yeah. And for this time of year, I'm always thinking of sunflowers because they, to me, are just such a flower for the in-between time for summer and fall. So yeah, here we have a cat with a sunflower bouquet, and this is a cat amongst sunflowers. Now this file is a lot more yellow when you see them on the website to download. My printer has been giving me a little bit of trouble with printing everything with a pink tint to it, so this didn't print out all too well, but let me know how that prints out for you. This should be a lot more yellow leaning. Yeah. And then this one is inspired by just the landscape from where I used to live in Germany. This is exactly what it looks like, these fields that are turning yellow-brown, and then you can, you know, have a nice evening walk with the sun going down beyond the fields, and yeah, this feels very nostalgic to me. And again, the pinks are a little too overpronounced on my printout. I can show you this. I actually did on paper with some watercolor. So this is the original. And then, you know, the scanning changed the colors just slightly, and then, yeah, my printer added a lot more pink to it. You can probably tell. I've also learned, this shouldn't be so surprising, I don't know why it took me this long, but I only have one of those scanners that is part of an office printer, and apparently there's a difference to whether you have a standalone scanner that can also scan artwork versus a scanner that's built into a printer. So yeah, I think I might have to upgrade my scanner game. But that's those. And then I had gotten some requests for some more hiking cats. I had done some hiking cats that were part of a hiking and camping set last year. But yeah, I was happy to do some more hiking and mountains. And then I was thinking it would also be nice to have some lakeside cats, just simply because we've been doing all kinds of different summer vacations, I feel like, this summer. So we had the tropical beaches, we had the stay at home, have a barbecue in your garden kind of cats. And so this is more like the, yeah, having a time out in the mountains and at the lake. And yeah, really, really fun. I had a good time drawing these. And as you can tell, I tried to include both sort of green mountains and maybe hiking where there's lots of trees. But then, of course, there's also the more deserty mountains and hiking there. So I included those as well. And I know that this might be quite a big element, but I thought it was so cool to have the trees with it and have this whole little scene like that. But I included both of those cats when there's a scene. They're also separate in case you need something a little smaller. And then I was thinking sometimes, obviously, mountains look a lot more blue. And so that's where this comes in. And then, yeah, just a little cute little cabin at the lake. It looks so peaceful over there with a little bit of rowing or just swimming in the lake, just existing in the lake. And yeah, just having a good serene time, I think. So I hope this is useful. And then here we have a sheet with just miscellaneous cats, just a collection of things that came up for me or I was thinking of or that I needed for my journal. We have this cat is very overwhelmed with cleaning. This was definitely me the other day. Yeah, this cat is just daydreaming. Sometimes it's nice to have these kinds of cats if you're just letting your thoughts wander in your journal and you just want to have a little bit of decoration and, you know, that kind of stuff. I found that very handy. This kitty is just having a good time listening to music, just zoning out, enjoying some outside recharge time. And this cat, I guess, is the opposite. Something is making it really, really mad. And yeah, just a little journal toad with a little kitty in there. Super cute. We have a cat on the cloud. I think this could be interpreted in a bunch of different ways, both positive and negative. Maybe you feel a little ungrounded, or you have a brain fog day, but maybe you're also just dreaming about something or just wanting to drift off a little bit. And then I don't know about you, but I find myself reading in the most weird positions, always have been when I was a kid too. So that's what that is inspired by. And then some days you just need more than one coffee. So I thought this might be nice to just have this stack of mugs at the side of a page. And yeah, just always like doing cats with phones, especially older phones, because they look much cuter and more interesting than cell phones ever do. I mean, cell phones, they really are just a boring rectangle, aren't they? So, you know, I like those kinds of phones when I'm drawing cats, having a phone call. And then we're doing some shopping and meeting up with friends, or, you know, giving love to a friend or a loved one, just hugging it out. And then this one, similar to the cloud one, this could be interpreted in a bunch of different ways as well, both positive and negative. I'll leave that up to you, but you could be dreaming, you could be drifting off in thoughts, or wanting to drift away from things. Yeah, and again, my printer overpronounced the magentas in this one. And then this might be maybe my favorite. Don't tell the others. But there's just something about this cutie here sitting there having stolen the biscuit. Or the cookie. Yeah, it's just really, really cute. I personally really like this look with the brown lines. It makes the cats overall appear a lot softer. Let me know what you think about that. I always lean more towards giving you the elements with the black outlines, because one, it's a little bit more punchier, has a lot more contrast. But then also I know that some people only write with black ink, and so then obviously this pairs better with it, I guess, than maybe the brown. But yeah, I couldn't help myself. I had such a good time. These were also drawn on paper. Simona from the YouTube channel Simone had sent me some inks to try out, and she had sent me the ink Lit de Thé by J. Arbin. And oh my goodness, I had so much fun drawing with it. It's such a lovely brown. As you can see here, it has a lot of yellow undertones. So it's a more yellow ochre leaning brown than, say, a red brown. But yeah, it has so much warmth to it, and I feel like it has a little bit of shading, but not too much. It's not overly pronounced. So yeah, I think this is really, really lovely. So yeah, let me know. Oh yeah, and then there's these ones were brown as well. These are black ink, because I almost ran out of all of the ink. I had such a good time with it, so I'll have to buy a bottle. But yeah, so if you have any thoughts on black versus brown outlines, let me know. Yeah, really, really cute. And then this sheet is actually inspired by comments on one of my YouTube video. I was doing a little giveaway of some PET tape samples from the PET tape I have created with Miso Paper. And I was asking to enter the giveaway, I was asking folks to leave a comment and tell me what their favorite time of day is and why. And so many folks responded that their favorite time of day is either early morning or late evenings, because they can sit down with their journals and play with their stationery. And quite a few of you also said that, you know, sometimes you get the company of a cat in all of this. And so, yeah, I really wanted to design some elements that were specifically journaling in the early morning with the sunrise in the window, or late at night with the moon there in the window, super cute. And then these are just, you know, not journaling, but an early morning window and an evening window. And then this could be coffee and maybe some tea, and you're just capturing your thoughts in the morning or in the evening. So that's the idea with those. And then, yeah, thinking of having a cat join you while you journal and have your first cup of coffee in the morning, maybe, or maybe this is hot chocolate or a dark tea for the evening. Yeah, we have the cats half laying on the journal as they do. Yeah, super cute. Can't wait till I have a kitty again and have this happen in real life. And then I was just thinking a lot about journaling or windows, and so that's where the rest of these are coming from. This I actually drew in one of my journals, and so I recreated that for you here. And with this one I kept the window empty except for these soft colors, because it's not really about what she sees outside the window. It's more letting your thoughts drift and thinking about things while looking out the window. So I kept it more abstract-ish. So that's this one. And then speaking of having the weirdest positions, or journaling and drawing in positions rather than sitting at a desk, I drew her. I love actually drawing like this. Can't do it for long because the arms fall asleep, but yeah, one of my preferred drawing positions for sure. And then, yeah, just more cats and journals. This is actually inspired by a YouTube thumbnail that I did not too long ago, where I was talking about my techokaigi of my journal lineup currently. And for the thumbnail, I had taken a picture of my journals, and then I had drawn a cat sitting on it on the thumbnail. And so this is just the fully drawn version. And so she's just the keeper of the journals, you know. She's just making sure that nobody is peeking into the journals that isn't supposed to peek into there. So yeah, she's a little journal guardian cat. And then, yeah, just some spilled ink. Because I think I was thinking if you had small cats like that running around, that would definitely happen. And maybe that happens also without any cats doing. Yeah, and then just thinking about getting a lot of ink samples and, yeah, having fun swapping inks. So that's where she's coming from. And then, of course, we need to have August lettering. So, yeah, really fun journaling, early morning, late evening inspired sheet. Always fun to draw and journal about journals. And then, finally, I've had this request on my list since spring. And so here is an entire set of weather icons. If you remember was it April? I think it was April because of April showers. I did the sheet with the cats and dogs with umbrellas, and I had a rain cloud like this one. And so now we also have a storm cloud and partially cloudy, but then also full sun. And then I included some that are a little bit more orange or deeper colored, so that you can maybe use these when it's really, really hot. So this is maybe like normal sun, and this is really, really hot sun. And then some rainbows, some snow. This is for windy. And then, of course, the normal cloudy, rather than having the sun peek through. I almost forgot these, and I was like, oh, well, hold on. That's also, unfortunately, an option. The clouds with no sun. So yeah, I hope these are useful and you find them appealing for journaling about the weather. And then, as per usual, we have the minis. They look super cute, and I think for some of these, usually I make them about 75%, but I think for some of these I had to make them smaller than that, because otherwise they didn't quite fit in a good way. And speaking of fitting, I had some weird leftover space, and so I gave you this kitty here that's sitting on the journal with the fountain pen. I also included her in just the black lines, and then in some brown lines. So yeah, that's not on the bigger sheets. Oh, and I think I gave you the journal tote twice, because there was a little spot right here. I thought those were elements that were nice to have multiples of, easy to use up kind of thing. So yeah, that's the 2 minis here, and then I left the weather icons contained on one sheet since I figured that would be probably super useful to have just the icons, because you know, probably need multiples of this anyway if you like to track weather. So yeah, that is what I prepared for you for August so far. I hope you find these really useful. I'm really excited about using these. I mean, I'm always excited, but I can't wait. I unfortunately didn't have any examples to show you yet because of timing, but yeah, I started cutting them out and I'm already like itching to use them for journal spreads. Yeah, as always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening to me and for supporting Cat Collage Club in so many ways. It's really just a blessing, and I'm super grateful. All right, well, I wish you a wonderful August, and until next time, happy journaling.